Doctor, how do you feel to collect your interlocking mold today? You're very happy.
Thank you. Smaller ones also.
I like to just crunch the chocolate rather than suck the chocolate. But really, it's very beautiful.
Tell me what excites you the most here.
Basically, this machine,
Uh-huh.
I know it can put more bricks. I think 5. Is it
Yes,
5 at
five,
once?
five.
Yeah.
Actually, the output. Talk about the output.
The output of itself.
1,500.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, a day.
Yeah. The maximum output, 1,500.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is
something
great.
out of extraordinary, and to take it that the person who's doing it,
Yes.
he says he hasn't gone like that far with those kind of things, but
Yeah,
it's out
he
of his
didn't-
own creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's how impressed anyway.
yeah. We are here with Mr. Zach. He came yesterday to pay for his 2 wheelbarrows, so he's collecting it today. Mr. Zach, how do you feel when I see you busy testing the wheelbarrows? What is your thoughts?
These wheelbarrows are built very tough.
Yes.
I was kind of disappointed. I think a few weeks ago I bought 2 wheelbarrows.
Yes.
And they're already broken right
The
now.
regular wheelbarrows,
Yeah.
not
The
giant
regular
wheelbarrows.
ones. So they're broken.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping these will be perfect. They look perfect.
They look
So I'm
perfect. And
happy with it.
thank you, Mr. Zach.
Companies are closing down. A lot of employees are resigning from work because companies can't afford to pay them anymore. And I thought it's only happening here in Malawi, but I've heard that it's now all over the world. Yeah, in the beginning of this year, we saw that the economy of Malawi is struggling, and we saw the kwacha falling down. So we saw the money, the exchange rate going down, and prices of goods starting, rising. So a lot of people, even including our business, we tried to raise our prices, but then we discovered that the more we raise the prices, the more we are not going to be able to sell. So we saw a reduction of sales, which meant that we couldn't be able to pay our workers good salaries like they were getting the previous year. And even though we tried to explain to them that it's not our fault, it's actually the economy that is causing them not to get enough money like they were getting before, because we used to pay minimum wage plus commission. Now the commission was based on the sales, so because we're not having sales anymore, the commission went down, and sometimes they couldn't get any commission at all. So they were very unhappy, and one by one they decided to resign. And you saw me employing a new guy who had to bring his own team. So we gave him a contract, bring his own team to try maybe to run the money to manage our workshop for us. This also didn't work because the guy was struggling to manage the workshop. We thought that it's easy for somebody to run this workshop, but eventually we've discovered that it's not easy. I mean, it has taken us since 2013 learning how to run this workshop, and bringing in somebody, we can't expect him to be able to figure out how to run this workshop in 3 months. Because we are manufacturing, it makes it very difficult because we have to follow certain methods or systems to be able to run our business so that we can produce our products. And this makes it very difficult. It requires a lot of patience. And also, what we have learned is that when you are working with people who are already experienced, like you bring in experienced welders, it's very difficult for them to accept or embrace the techniques that we're using on the premises. So this guy brought his guys, and these guys had already some experience that came from their previous work, so it was making it very difficult. And so eventually he told us that he can't be able to do it, so he left. He had left 2 of his guys behind, and one of them has just left this month. It seems like he's got something better. Yeah, so this is happening all over. Guys are working in companies, the money that they're getting, they're discovering they can't be able to buy the food they can't maintain the life that they were living before. So they decide demanding more money, and then companies can't be able to pay them. and then they're quitting, going to other companies, but then eventually discover that things are not working there. Some of the guys are already coming back, they want to come back. But unfortunately, when we have part ways, it's difficult for us to bring somebody back because we know the reason why they left was because they were unhappy. So it doesn't mean that because they failed there, they come back, they'll be happy. In most cases, when they come, the relationship is actually already has been tarnished and it doesn't work anymore. So, yeah, so that's one thing that we are struggling with now. Now, with the new team that we have, these two welders, it's difficult for us to actually make them understand the importance of our system. So we are having a lot of problems. So we want to train new guys so that we can train them from scratch. And I know it takes a long time, and this is very difficult. And the sales have completely gone down. You know, we are not making any more money like we were making before. And we couldn't raise the prices of our products because if we do so, I don't think we'll be able to sell any products. So it's now survival. And this has been very depressing. That's why you haven't been seeing me sharing content. Every time I have to do a lot of research to see if I can bring in new products on the market, because I figure out just by having one type of product, it's not going to help us, but we must have a variety of products. The wheelbarrow is doing okay. The only disadvantage of the wheelbarrow is that the profit is very, very, very small. So it's not a product that we can actually rely on for the business. So, but it is doing very well. There is big demand for the wheelbarrow. The reason why we're having big demand for the wheelbarrow is because the ordinary wheelbarrow that people buy on the market has become very expensive, but also knowing that it's not a very strong wheelbarrow. So people are finding out that if they buy our wheelbarrow, it will last for many years, while the other one just lasts like a month and then it's broken. Yeah, so there are a few products that are on the pipeline. At the moment, like I said, I remember one time sharing before the information that we are going to be producing a utility vehicle. I will try to share a link of the video where we were working on the utility vehicle. I'm working on the utility vehicle now, and we also want to start, after the utility vehicle, we'll try a tractor. And then after the tractor, we're also going to see if we can bring in more products. I'm also seeing a lot of people coming in, they're asking for sugarcane pressing machine. People, they want to be making juice out of sugarcane. Some are wanting to be making sugar itself. So there's a lot of machines that I might be trying to bring out on the market. So I'll be sharing online, sharing to you on YouTube so that you can also have an experience of how I'm going to be making these machines. Right now in front here, you can see we have this lathe machine. It's a mini lathe machine. The idea of the mini lathe machine was that we were going to buy a very big lathe machine. I got some funding for me to be able to buy a big lathe machine, but the moment I got the funds, I was failing to get foreign exchange to be able to order one from China. So, and I discovered that the kwacha was starting to fall. Then I had to shift that money and use it to buy the solar, which was a very good idea because the solar itself, it is helping us a lot. We are not depending on the grid. Right now, people are struggling out there, even businesses are struggling. The utility company that supplies electricity in Malawi is not actually meeting its obligations. So a lot of companies are suffering. But we are able to run, we are able to weld with our solar. Thank God that we can be able to do that, and I made that decision very early. So, but still, we needed the lathe machine. That's why I had to buy this mini lathe machine. And I think this mini lathe machine is going to help because there are small things that we do, like when I want to make things like this hub you're seeing here. Small little things that I want to be doing, I can be using this mini lathe machine. Yeah, so in front of me are some of the parts that I'm busy building for the utility vehicle. Last time when I shared on YouTube, I had done the chassis and the back wheels with a diff. Now what is remaining is for me to do the front suspension. Now the front suspension needed me to build a hub with a spindle. I'll share on the video to show you the hub and the spindle how it was supposed to be done. So I decided to make my own hub and spindle. So this is what I've done. I've made the hub, and this is actually the spindle, yeah, that will hold the hub. So as you can see, the idea is this hub is going to have holes, and we're going to put some nuts on there. The holes I've already marked from the rim. If you can see here, I've got the holes that I've already marked. So I want to make these holes, and then we're going to use these nuts. They're dirty. I bought them dirty. These nuts that go through here. So they'll be used, bottom nuts that will be used to be tying the wheels to the hub. So the next phase is for me to make the holes here. And here at the back, we are also having a location for our brake disc. So I'll have also to make holes on this one so that we can have brake discs on there. Yeah, so the project is going little by little. This is the other side, hub for the other side. So I'll be sharing a video to show you how I've done this front suspension when I put it on the chassis. So yeah, after that, then that's when I'm going to start working on the steering. After the steering, I'm going to start mounting the engine and then also the propeller shaft, and then just give it a road test to see how it's going, then start building the body. Yeah, so that's what I'm busy with now. Even the utility vehicle, there are two options. I can use a diesel engine. If I use a diesel engine, it's going to be a pickup, but I can also use a motorcycle engine. If I'm using a motorcycle engine, I want it to be an ambulance, because then it just have to carry like 4 passengers in there, and then you don't have to worry about the weight. So that, because the motorcycle engine that I have is a 200cc motorcycle engine. Yeah, so if I'm using the motorcycle, I've already bought the dashboard for it. It's here. So we have a dashboard, as you can see here, that will give us the the revs that the engine is producing, and also the speed with the mileage over there. So yeah, I'm trying to produce this vehicle and make it look as professional as possible. The inspiration for this vehicle, I'm getting it from one of the YouTubers. I think it's from Thailand. If I'm not mistaken, it could be from Indonesia. It's called Rimbono Homestay. I'm going to put a link so that you can actually see. He's the guy that's actually inspiring me with this project. Yeah, so this is what has been happening to us. That's why you couldn't see me. I've been going through a stressful period. It was very difficult for me to stand on camera and share some content. But I know that it's just a period. We're going to go through this, and everything's going to be okay. And then one day I was at one of the shops in town. It's called Musa's Mart. I've also shared before a video clip that I did when I was in that shop, Musa's Mart. That's where I buy most of my tools. When I was there, one of the guys there in the shop, his name is Hassan. He just gave me this. It's a stand flying aircraft. It's what do you call this, RC aircraft? It's like a jet. It's a paper jet. But what I've liked about it is that it gives me an opportunity to start learning how to do these RC vehicles and remote control systems. So yeah, it's gonna give me some opportunity to learn more about remote control. Inside there, it's got a remote control. Let me see if I can be able to take it out. Yeah, it's got this kind of remote control. Yeah, so on the remote control, I can do all the movements, you know, like for speed, turning left and right. And the good thing is that there are some people who have shared some content about this, so I'm learning more about the programming, how to program this to work with the remote control and control the motors and all that stuff, to control the speed. And I've also learned that this controller with the receiver that is there, it's got what we call pass width modulation. It's for actual speed control. I can actually be able to control some of the motor controllers that I have already, so I can make some RC vehicles. So hopefully very soon I will also be doing some RC vehicles and make tractors and trucks, or maybe even helicopters. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, so this is what's happening in general, but at the moment we are okay because we are running on solar. Because we are running on solar, it means that I don't have to spend kwachas every day for fuel like I was doing before. Since 2015, I've been buying everyday fuel to run a generator to run my workshop. But now I don't have to spend anything. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't buy the solar, because at this moment sometimes it's difficult to have money. So I don't think I was going to be able to run the workshop without having any money. So yeah, thank God that we have the solar. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.